breaking news, Karen Travers at the White House. Boy, just when you thought it couldn't get any stranger, Karen Travers, this Brett Kavanaugh bombshell comes along. What are they talking about in the White House?
Well, the president's response yesterday was really muted, measured. He was uncharacteristically patient when he was talking about the potential for a delay. He said he was fine, let the process play out. He used that word process several times, and he said he thought it was important to hear everybody out. And if that means a delay in Kavanaugh's confirmation, he was okay with that. But he certainly was talking as if it was still inevitable that the vote goes forward and Kavanaugh is confirmed. You heard that question there. If Kavanaugh had offered to withdraw his nomination, the president said that was a ridiculous question.
Anybody ask about why they're treating this woman differently than all the other women who have come forward?
Come forward about nobody about Brett Kavanaugh. You mean about the president or other people?
Yeah.
No, I mean that's what was striking about the president's response yesterday. Because when the allegations had been made against him, he has very quickly called those women liars. When it was Roy Moore, the president pointed to Moore's denials. Rob Porter, the president pointed to the denials. And there's a long list of the president's friends or allies who've faced similar allegations, only for the president to really take that denial at face value. So it was very notable that he didn't mention explicitly the allegations by Christine Blasey Ford, and he also didn't mention explicitly the strong denials from Brett Kavanaugh. Instead, he kept it on Kavanaugh's character, his legal experience. He called him an outstanding intellect and judge, focusing on Kavanaugh the person, not the controversy surrounding him.
All right, that's on that side. What about the escalating trade war? What's the latest there?
Well, I mean, the president, when he announced these new tariffs on China yesterday, it's certainly something he had been teasing for some time. The White House wants to get China to sit back down and restart trade talks that are stalled at this point. But there have been a lot of reports that the Treasury Secretary was personally involved in this, asking the president to not go forward with this latest round of tariffs. China said today they're going to take countermeasures to the president's decision. We saw this happen before. They slapped their own round of tariffs. So, again, it's this ongoing tit for tat that the president is digging in his heels on, but business groups, trade groups, farmers, very concerned about where this is heading.
Karen Travers, we hear it's $200 billion now. Did I hear that come January 1, those are going to increase in terms of the tariffs?
I'm not sure exactly what that timeline would be, but certainly the president had said, he's going to do this, and if China retaliates, there would be, as he said yesterday in a statement, a phase 3, which would be $267 billion of additional imports. The president already kind of is showing the card of what's going to happen next if China does what we fully expect China to do.
Back to Brett Kavanaugh for a second. Both the accuser and Kavanaugh, they're going to testify on Monday. Is that going to be open to the public?
It's an invitation for an open hearing. They've both been called to testify separately, but as of this morning, there still hasn't been a confirmation that Christine Blasey Ford will be appearing.
Mm-hmm. Did she take a lie detector test from the FBI?
It was from somebody who had worked for the FBI, not somebody currently with the FBI, who administered this and said she passed this.
Got it. Karen Travers, great stuff. Thanks for checking in.